There he is. I got him. Oh, he's turning that way. There he is over there. Here we are at our favorite place, the Warm Springs Guard Station. We're going to take a tour. Some things have changed, but overall, we're here for 4 days. Look at those pretty flowers. I don't know what they are, but I know they're pretty. Okay, so we come inside. This is the front door. Come on. She has to be my tour guide. So we come inside the living room. This is the bedroom that has a queen bed on it. And then a fireplace. Some nice windows. Fridge. This is the second bedroom downstairs. Let's go upstairs. It's very, very steep. There's a window on the landing. You can look out. There used to be a screen so you could open it. Now I guess it's so you can escape in a hurry, maybe? Alright, I don't know what's up here. Haven't been up here. There's one and a trundle. Yep. So a twin bed and a trundle. And then that looks like a pile of something. An old sleeping bag that somebody left. So here is the view from the upstairs loft. And if we go this way, this is where we just were when I started the video. I was standing right out there. And you can see from up here. Look at that view, you guys. All right. Never been able to find out what's in that trapdoor. I told my kids that's the naughty room. These stairs are really steep, look. Go ahead. Good girl. I don't want to trip on her. So it has like a community library. People donate these things. Let's see if the video works better. So this is a survey marker we found while we were on our hike. It says, please do not disturb, survey marker. This monument is located as part of official land survey. It helps define land and ownership lines. Federal and state statutes prohibit damage or destruction of survey markers. It does not have a federal code, but that's okay. I'm not going to disturb it. I just thought it was interesting. We saw one at Barber Flat on our last trip. She is after the chipmunk that tortures her every time we come here. Uh-oh, leave it. Leave it. Leave it. He's over there. Warm Springs Guard Station is a historic cabin in the Boise National Forest, built in 1933 to 1934. For decades, it housed the Forest Service rangers who patrolled on bareback horses to protect the surrounding public lands. When Theodore Roosevelt created the United States Forest Service in 1905, its task was to conserve and protect national forests. Rangers were exceptionally tough and rugged. An excerpt from a ranger's job description in 1907 read, quote, "A ranger must be strong. He must be able to take care of himself and his horse in extremely trying conditions. He must be able to shoot, hunt, trap, pack, fight fires, all without losing his head. He must have a firm understanding of lumber laws, mining operations, and sawmill business. He must be able to abide by all the laws of the land." End quote. Rangers were paid an annual salary of $900 to $1,500. That's $21,000 by today's standards. In 1908, Theodore Roosevelt created the Boise National Forest, and Warm Springs Guard Station was built as a field headquarters, originally where the airstrip currently lies. The Warm Springs Guard Station we see today was rebuilt in 1933 to 34, with two of the original outbuildings still in use by Forest Service crews today. Forest Service rangers are still utilized, however, in a much different role. No longer riding bareback, conservation is the key focus, and they now rely on GPS and four-wheel drive instead of horses. Rangers focus on conservation and reforestation. Rangers are responsible for a variety of tasks. Forest Service cabins were no longer being used and sat empty until 1984, when they were converted to rental cabins to be enjoyed by outdoor enthusiasts year-round. Although available to rent year-round, Warm Springs Guard Station is only accessible via snow machine, snowshoes, or toboggan, November through April. Warm Springs Guard Station is nestled in the majestic Sawtooth Mountains, with the Payette River running swiftly through the landscape. As we see through these pictures, it is absolutely breathtaking. Please go enjoy responsibly. Go to recreation.gov to secure your reservation. Barefoot Ginger here, just wrapping some things up, and so I wanted to kind of debrief a little bit about how our week was. So we got here on Sunday the 2nd and enjoyed a beautiful night. I have a video of me making some biscuits, and then Monday, we went to the river, took the dog for a swim. I washed my hair. We drove down to Lowman. There's a tiny little mountain town here called Lowman, Lowman, Lowman. And got some ice and a few things for dinner because we didn't meal plan super well. And that tiny little store for just a few little basics was almost $60. This is why it's important to meal plan. We did our best. I left my meal plan sheet at home, and you improvise. Just understand that there's a little bit of buffer and no stress and no judgment about things that might not go to plan. So on our way back, my husband gets a speeding ticket. You'll see that in 2 videos. Super friendly gentleman, straightforward, in and out in 5 minutes. It was a super easy process. Well, as easy as it can be to get a speeding ticket. And he was driving my car. So, need to find out what the impact on the insurance is going to be for that. He'll pay it. I'm not worried about that. We just had a little bit of drama that night. Then we came back and we made dinner. We had the most expensive tacos ever, because with $60 and then the $90 speeding tickets, $150 soft tacos better be the best soft tacos we have ever eaten in our entire life. So I know I'm being a little dramatic. And then Tuesday we had 2 sets of friends come up. I didn't vlog at all on Tuesday. Wanted to just be present with my friends and enjoy their company. And it was super, super fun. We did go down to the river again and swam, took the dogs. That was fun. Got a little sun. I know that at my age and with my super fair skin, I need to be super careful about the sun. Again, we all do dumb things, and even though I had sunscreen on, I stayed out way too long. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about the wrap-up, the thoughts, the feelings, my perspective on how everything went. Overall, I think the cabin gets a D. We've been staying at this cabin for 9 years, and this is the worst shape it's ever in. I'm going to post some more pictures to show you the fence. When you see the gaps in the fence, there should be no gaps. And I understand that this fence is old and in disrepair, and it might need to be taken care of. But there's a lilac bush that is so overgrown on the path from the outhouse to the cabin that you practically have to brush past it. You do have to brush past it. It's almost completely overgrown the path. Those are little things and there's firewood all over the yard. Those are little things that make a difference. And I don't understand why these are things that don't cost any money other than a couple hours of labor. And people are on the clock up here all the time anyway. So why not swing by and just make sure that everything is tidy? I don't understand. The back screen door is in disrepair. It was still, the trip itself, as always, is an A. Because when you're up here in this beautiful place, how can you be anything other than peaceful, quiet, and grateful for the universe for giving us such a beautiful place to live? There are no words to express how peaceful and calm I feel when I'm up here. And recharging myself is super important after, or during a stressful job. And so it's nice that we took a whole week off. We don't have to be back to work till next Monday. So it's super nice. We don't have to get back from work and get back from camping and go to work the next day like we sometimes do. It's really, really nice. And I think from that perspective, it'll always be an A+. We are going to stop at the ranger station on our way home tomorrow and express our concerns. I have started a list of things that are of my focus. So we're going to take a walk as we do this. Sorry for the sunglasses. It is camping all natural. And that's the thing that I like about here is I don't bring makeup. So if you don't like my face, can't help you there. So let's go take a walk and finish our chat. I'm gonna take my travel mugs. I've been doing some pictures with my travel mugs, and I didn't bring my tripod today, so I'm carrying you guys along. So yeah, you can see that we are super grateful that this place is here. It was established, I believe, in 1984. Cabins are super cheap, and I'm grateful for that. Come on. She wants to stay in the house. Lay down. These cabins are super cheap, and I'm grateful. And when I say super cheap, you guys, this is a 2-story cabin that sleeps 6 or 7, depending on how you count it, for like $40 a night. And you can't beat that. But the other thing that frustrates me is the grass. They haven't come in with a weed whacker and knocked down the grass. The grass is so tall, it's taller than the fence, and it's going to seed. And from the front, it looks like nature is trying to reclaim this place. And people love this. This is the most popular Forest Service cabin in Idaho. We booked this before my birthday in January. I think we might have even booked this right around Christmas time. I don't remember. I'm sorry, these flies are just a lot right now. They are all over the place, and I have bug dope on. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So yeah, what are some of my other takeaways? I don't really have any. Look at that. That's another recliner that we sit in. This is the front porch, and there's the dog and her collar because we went swimming earlier, and you can see over that way. He went to, so there's an old truck that the Forest Service probably abandoned and just pushed it down a ravine, and he's fascinated by it, so he went to go scout out that old truck and see if there's anything that he wants to use, because his buddy has an old truck like that maybe they could use parts for. Plus, it's just cool, right? This old truck that was just pushed down a ravine and left for nature to consume is a mystery to me. Like, we do this all the time. We meaning human beings. Not me personally. I've never pushed a truck down a ravine. But human beings, we tend to abandon the things we don't want. Houses, cars, relationships. We just push them off a ravine and forget about them and let someone else find the pieces and parts and put them back together, or just let nature claim it. So I think that we could be better stewards of this beautiful earth in general. Don't do that. There are people who would restore those, or there's junkyards where you can take them and recycle them. And people can use the valuable parts, and then the parts that aren't usable anymore, they can be sold for scrap and melted down. That's really how we should do it. We shouldn't live in an easily recyclable world anymore. We've lived here way too long. We need to get back to valuing what we have and taking care of it when it's no longer useful. Things break down. I get it. Things break down. And my guess with this old truck is probably that it just broke down. And when they were up here logging, it broke down and they may not have the equipment. So they just left it. And part of that makes sense. Come back and get it. And who knows the reasons why they didn't come back and get it. I have no idea. I will be putting some history up on this cabin. Oh, that's a hummingbird. Kind of gave me a scare for a minute. But there are hummingbirds up here. So, yeah. It's been really enjoyable. And I just feel so grateful to be able to share this with Mother Nature. I am sitting in the shade right now, as you can see, just soaking in the last night before we head back in the morning. So usually what we do is we don't make breakfast the morning we leave. We pack up kind of early and we head down and we have breakfast. There's a lodge in Lowman with a restaurant and rooms for rent, and we usually eat there. They have really good food. It's local diner food, just your traditional diner food. Chicken fried steak with eggs, biscuits and gravy, omelets, things like that. So it's kind of something that we historically do. So it's different to be in this stage of life. Our granddaughter didn't come with us this time. She had family obligations with her other family. And so it was just the two of us. And it's strange to be here in this cabin, just the two of us. Because for the last, I would say, 6 or 7 years, we come here. She's our camping buddy, and I wouldn't have it any other way. She's turning 13 this year, and so she's starting to turn into a young lady, and she wanted to come. She was really upset that she wasn't allowed to come. And I hope that she always feels that way. She won't always feel that way. She'll graduate from high school. She'll do college, get married. Life will be hers to explore. But I hope that occasionally we can convince her to come camping with Nana and Papa on a, on a different kind of level. So, yeah, it was good. I will definitely take this peaceful and quiet reflection time with me back to work. We have a busy season coming up, and it's going to be a slog. I think we don't have our next cabin trip until the end of September, and that one's in Oregon. So this is the last Idaho camping trip we have until he comes back up here to this very cabin for his annual hunting base camp trip. He and his buddies come up and try to fill their general season deer tags. And then he'll be up mid-November to try to get his... He drew a cow elk this year. So I just want to make very clear for any of you anti-hunters, I don't want to hear it. He harvests these animals for meat. And now you could say, oh, well, just go to the grocery store. Have you seen the prices of commercial meat? Plus, this tastes better. Elk is my absolute favorite. There is nothing even close to elk as far as a comparison. I keep getting distracted by just all of the things up here. Like I said, that hummingbird and stuff. Anyway, and the flies. All the flies. Anyway, so he does it to feed us. There's nothing that goes to waste. I think I hear an airplane. There are two airstrips. There's an airstrip right here behind us, about 1.5 miles up the very windy dirt road, and then there's an airstrip south in Garden Valley. Well, I guess it would be southwest. That's what that is. That's one of those little planes. I'm going to see if we can find it in our sight. It's pretty high. I don't know if you can hear it. I lost an earbud. I listened to music, and I put it in my bra, I think, the other day, and when I took my bra off for bedtime, I can't find it, so I'm down to one earbud. Anyway, I just... Yeah. The plane... He must have circled back because he's gone now and I can't hear him anymore. So anyway, he harvests it intentionally. He harvests it humanely. And hunting is such an important... what's what I'm looking for? Bear with me. Hunting is important to help keep the herds healthy. I know there are people that say there's no good reason, leave them be. Well, you can't. The herd isn't healthy. The herd has to be culled. And it has to be culled in a way that makes sense. So they don't kill the bull elks, for example, because the bull elks are the ones that are responsible for growing the population. There are way more cows than bulls, so it's very common for someone to see a cow elk. And in the sector he hunts, they only issue, I want to say, 25 or 30 cow tags for this whole zone. There's a bunch of zones up here, but the zone he hunts, there's only 25 cow tags. And to put that into comparison, he hasn't drawn a cow tag since 2015. So it's been 8 years since he's drawn a cow tag. That's how sought after they are. So he's going to harvest it intentionally. We eat them. We make ground beef. We make sausage. We make ribeye, other kinds of roasts. So there are so many different kinds of meals that we get, and it will last us an entire season. So if his buddy gets one and he gets one, for example, if he gets his elk and his buddy gets a deer, they put them together. Now, deer isn't my favorite. We usually will just make that into breakfast sausage, which is fine with me. But I'm not a huge fan of venison, but I'll eat it if he serves it. In fact, that's what we're having tonight. Is we're having venison steak for dinner, and it's good. I'm not saying it's not. It's just not my favorite. I'm looking for that hummingbird again. It's not my favorite of the two. If I had a choice, I would choose elk all day long. So I think I'm gonna stop. I don't have much going on right now. I could keep going. I just wanted to turn my chair around so you can see what I was looking at. The doggo. She is quite the swimmer. So anyway, this is kind of what I was looking at just now when we were talking. All of the stuff behind us. The hummingbird flew into that tree right there and kind of buzzed my head. All right, peace out. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey.